Hello, everybody. You too. Yeah. Hello to you too. How's everybody? Hi, Joan. Hi, No Wheat. How are you, No Wheat? I saw you posted a video the other day. I hope you're doing okay. Hello, Purple Nana Linda. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. Welcome back. It's a new year. Amazing, huh? Oh, yes, darling. Chance is here. He wants to say hello. Of course he does. Hi, Catherine. Good. I'm glad you're here, Noe. Hi, Linda. Hi, Shu. How are you? Lots of internationals popping in today. That is great. I appreciate each and every one of you. Chance has not let me out of his sight. He has been attached to me 100% at the hip. He is a crazy cat. Crazy, crazy cat. Let me tip my blinds. It's a little bright. Hang on just a second. Yes. The day began where it was pretty gray. It's now lightened up quite a bit. So it was getting a little bright in here. Yes. Oh, it's good to see all of you. I'm just chatting a minute. Hello, Angie. Good to see you. And Terry. Hi, Nanette. So, Noe, you did your first live stream? Good for you. Good for you. That's great. Did you enjoy doing it, or did you find it difficult? Sometimes when people only do videos, hey, Tam. Thank you. Same to you. Sometimes when people do videos, when they go live, it's real scary. For me, it was the opposite. I started out going live, and then later went back and started doing videos. Hey, Ruth. So I found it more challenging to, record videos. Then it was like, man, I got to learn how to edit. I finally did. Hi, Connie. Finally learned how to edit. That saved my bucket, let me tell you. Need an egg. Oh, an EKG. So it was a little stressful, was it? No, are you saying it was a little stressful? Oh, this cat. I was gone for a few days, and he just is, when I sit down, like to eat lunch or something, he just is all over me. And last night, I was doing some work in the sewing room, and I have a spray box that I use to spray. I spray all kinds of things in it, like adhesives and spray inks and whatever. It's just a box, just an old cardboard box with a rope handle on it. It's very fancy. And I have it so that it contains the overspray pretty well. And he jumps in the box. Like, he's got to be, he just wouldn't let me do anything. Nothing. So, to prove a point, quit. Oh, sorry. He's moving around on me. Okay, so this is my spray box on my table. Chance, quit. Oh, I finally jumped off. So there's the spray. There's the box. And he's telling me about it. So what do you do What do you do but take pictures of the ornery animal? Hey, Ann. Good to have you here. Well, Noe, kudos to you for doing it. For just going and doing it. There's no way to learn how to do it other than just by doing it. Yeah. Crafty. Now he's on the floor getting ready to jump up here. Mm-hmm. Yes, I see you. Mm-hmm. Hi, Tina. Hi, Dorothy. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. Hey, Dar. I'm glad you're here, Dar. I have pictures to show you. These are for you, Dar. Artie Dar. Okay. Shall we get started? A young yellow tabby. Aww. Yeah, a 5-month-old German Shepherd puppy would not be impressed with a kitty hanging around. Is the kitty that's hanging around can you tell if it's a kitten? Christmas was good. Thank you, Angie. Hi, Werner's Grin. Jessica, good to see you. Hope you're doing well, Dar. Yeah, Christmas went well. Thank you for asking. Okay, these are for Dar. These are specifically for Dar because she's been asking for these for like over a year. And then I have a story to tell you about this after I show you these. Yes, I see you. Mm-hmm. All right, Dar. This is for you, babe. This is for Dar. This is for Artie Dar because she's been asking and asking. This was one of the Christmas gifts I got. Hey, Jan. Good to see you. Good, Angie. I'm glad to hear that. Artie Dar. This is Race and his wife, Izzy. All right. And the frame is very sparkly. It seems to be sticking to the frame. It doesn't seem to be shedding, which is a very good thing because we all know how I feel about glitter. Dar, did you get a good look? It is very, very sparkly. Look how it sparkles. It matches her dress. So there is that picture. Here is another one. One person is blocked out in this picture because I don't have permission to show that picture. But here is another photo. So this was from over a year ago. Okay, Dar, good. So this is, I can come in a little closer since we're at this position. So this was over a year ago. They've been married a year. I finally got a wedding picture. Finally got a wedding picture. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Dar, you got to see pictures. You're welcome. What? What? Okay. Dar, I'm glad you were here today so you could see him. You know what I did? I'm going to tell you the story about it as I do this. As I do this, because you know it's the beginning of a new year, and Happy New Year to everybody. It is 2024. I know, can you believe it? Last time I looked, it was 2023. And the next thing I know, I blinked and it's 2024, you guys. 2024. My goodness. You know, I remember having a discussion with my mom. This is years and years ago. I don't even know how old I was, but I was pretty young. And I remember having a discussion with her about how old we would both be in the year 2000. And I thought, yeah, well, there's no possibility that that's going to happen. And because it seemed like, oh, I'd be so old. And of course, she thought, oh, she'd be so old, which she was. She was pretty old in 2000. So I wasn't as old as she was, but I was a whole lot older than when we had that discussion, that's for sure. Anyway, yeah, so here it is, 24 years later. It's like, wow. You know, it's a wow. Krissa, hello. Oh, thank you, Shu. Snow is coming my way. Oh, excellent. Oh, excellent. Can't wait for that. When's it supposed to get here, Connie? Chance, really? He's coming. You can see his little ears coming in from the side. He's coming. I don't know what his problem was, but he had to come from the other side of the other table and come sneaking over here past the computer monitor. Yes. Like I said, he has not left me alone since I got home. Thank you, Krissa. Good to see you, Krissa. I'm so glad you're here all the way from Greece. That is great. Okay, so anyway, it's 2024, which means that I have to start with a new journal. Even though I still have a few pages left in my old one, I need to start fresh. Even though I'm way behind in my journaling, super far behind in my journaling, I need to have a new one to start fresh for 2024. So here we go. So this is the same kind of journal that I always have. So we're going to decorate this. I don't know what all we're going to do today, but we're going to do this first. This glue stick is about shot. Yep, it's done. It's done for. I like the Elmer's Extreme glue sticks. Central Indiana. Usually our weather comes in from the west, or a lot of times it does. I don't know which direction it's coming this time. Connie, maybe in the next hour or so? Connie, don't say that. Ugh. We're supposed to get weather in the next hour. Where are you located, Connie? Are you west of me? I'm in the center of the state of Missouri. Ugh. I'm really not too excited about that concept. Not too excited at all. Oh well. Who asked me? Who asked me? If you step on this book, you're going to be, he's rubbing his head on my arm. I'm just adding a little bit of tacky glue on top of the glue stick. Hopefully something will grab and stick this down. Hopefully. All right, so let's see. Which one do I want on the front? I think I want this one. I think I'm starting the year off with polka dots. This is tissue paper, is what this is, that I've done a bunch of stuff to, altered tissue paper. And so, anyway, I was going to tell you a story while I was doing this. So, Race, who is my son, lives in LA, got to spend the first Christmas with him and his wife that I have been actually with him on Christmas Day to celebrate Christmas He and Izzy were here last year, right after Christmas. They came on the 26th. However, that was not to celebrate Christmas. That was not last year. I'm not saying last year. 2 years ago. It's all right. Yeah, 2 years ago, they were here they came after Christmas. Last year, they were visiting her family. And so that's as close as we'd gotten to being together on Christmas. I know you can't see him, but he is rubbing his head on I have my wrist right here, and he is just rubbing his head on me. Aren't you? Aren't you? I don't know that you can see him at all, but you can see him here. You can see him in the little shot. He is just rubbing his head on me. You can kind of see him peeking around the shot. Anyway. So anyhow, this was the first year that I'd gotten to really celebrate with him in a very, very, very long time on Christmas Day. So it was really very special to be with them. The year before, in 2022, that's when Rick and Izzy got married. All right, do I want to do this all the way? I'm trying to think here. I'm thinking here, you guys. Maybe I'll just wrap it around there, and then we'll just add on another piece. That's probably what I'm going to do. Anyway, so in 2022, they got married in November. That's the picture I just showed you, right? They got married on November 11th. So a year goes by. I only have one son. Now, I claim some other kids just because, kids and people flow in and out of my life. It's been that way for a long time. And so my granddaughter is much more like my daughter than she's a granddaughter. And so, she is very much like my flesh. Well, we're not biologically related, but she's very much like my flesh and blood, my granddaughter. And she was the daughter of my stepdaughter. In case you were wondering how she could be my granddaughter but not be biologically related to me, that's how. Anyway, what am I saying? So, I only have the one son, the one biological child. And this year, on November 11th, so it's 1 year later from the date of his wedding, he calls me, and I happen to be at home. It was in the evening. I happen to be at home. And I get a phone call from the two of them, from Rick and Izzy, which is a little unusual. The timing was kind of unusual. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? My son says, well, we're going out to eat. And I said, oh, really? Where are you going? He said, well, we're going to the restaurant where we got married, because the place where they got married was this beautiful venue. It's in LA, so you have the outdoor indoor kind of thing going on. And he said, yeah, we're going to the restaurant where we got married. Well, of course, immediately I flash on the image of the restaurant because it was such a cool place. I said, oh, that's so great. I said, are you going for anything special or something to that effect? He goes, yeah. He said, we're going to celebrate our first anniversary. I have one son. One. Did I remember? Nope. Hi, Dana. Bye, Angie. Hey, Ann. Anybody that I missed saying hello to each and every one of you. I'm so glad you're here. I have one biological kid, and I couldn't even remember his anniversary. course, he dealt me a nice big fit about that when I was out there for Christmas. Gave me a bunch of lip over it. Like, I know, I'm a creep. I'm so sorry. I admit I'm a terrible mother. A terrible, terrible mother. I truly could not believe that I missed my one and only son, missed his anniversary. Totally. Didn't even say, hi, Deborah. Didn't even say happy anniversary. Didn't say anything because I forgot. Oh boy, I'm still not sure I'll ever forgive myself for that one. What a dingbat. Anyway, so there you go. Now you know what a creep I really am. Yeah. Oh, he was giving me so much trouble over that when I was out there. They had a bunch of friends over Christmas. I'll tell you about our Christmas celebration. They had a bunch of friends over, and I don't even remember how the subject came up, but oh goodness, he's given me what for in front of his friend. I'm the only son she has, and does she remember? Does she remember my anniversary? No. Oh, he was just giving me all kinds of trouble, which is sort of typical of him because he knew how much that bothered me that I missed it. So true. How can you have one son and miss their anniversary? Anyway, the only thing that would have been worse than that would be missing his birthday. I don't think I've ever done that. I've missed my grandson's birthday a number of times, and there was no excuse for that either. I don't know. I'm a fail when it comes, and you could not, by what I've just told you, you would think that dates don't mean anything to me. Okay, let me tell you, I have a perpetual running calendar in my head. It's like a hamster wheel. It's like a hamster wheel inside my head sometimes. Yep, it is. Anyway, I felt terrible. I felt absolutely terrible about that. Clearly, I still do. I still do. My grandson, who is my granddaughter's brother, she has two brothers, and the kids, I'm the only grandmother on Clausman's side of the family that they had great grandparents that were still living, but they didn't have a grandmother. I was the only grandmother that they knew, and I'm a step grandmother. And his birthday, this is the middle kid of three kids. My granddaughter's the youngest. His birthday was the day before my anniversary. Okay, it's not like it was not like it was 6 months or something, one way or the, no, it's the day before. I cannot even tell you how many years that kid's birthday just came and went, and like the next week I'd go, I missed his birthday. Yeah. Of course, my stepdaughter liked to tell him it's because we didn't like him. Ruth has a son and a daughter and couldn't tell either of their anniversaries. I don't feel so bad then. That makes me feel strangely better, Ruth. It happened. No. Oh, I better not forget next year. He's going to give me what for if I forget next year. It's going to be even worse than it was this year. He'll probably start. I have it on my calendar. I now have it on my calendar to repeat every year. Yes, I do. Okay. I'm going to put a cat in the other room. I'm going to let this little journal sit here for a minute. under a little bit of weight till the glue sticks it. Put it under a book. And I'm going to put the cat in the other room. Okay. Now you want some? Do you? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? Would you like some treats too? All right. Hopefully you don't do some egregious something in here. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Okay, there you go. Oh, you guys, yesterday when I got up, it's a challenge living with old animals, of which I have 2. They are challenging sometimes, quite challenging sometimes. And yesterday, Chance stays in here in the studio at night. Came in here last night. Ann Lar will appreciate this because Ann has a cat that's not young and spry, I think. Hello, Evelyn. Good to see you. Hi, Kimberly. Anybody else I missed? Hello. I'm glad you're here. Came in the studio yesterday, opened the door, came in, because I keep him shut in here at night. Otherwise, he would drive me absolutely bonkers. This cat would. Came in here, and he had managed to wipe out the entire studio carpet. Like, he couldn't just make a mess in one corner and that would be that. No, he had managed to string it from one end to the other. Of course, on the carpet only, not on the could not do it on the floor, like the vinyl covered floor. Nope, couldn't do that. It had to be on the carpet. You know what I did? I closed the door and walked out. Just close the door. Any of you ever do that? Do any of you ever do that? I did that a couple of times when I was dealing with Clausman. I did the same thing a couple of times. I'm like, I can't. I just can't. I just can't right now. And I would just, you're gonna have to pay the piper and deal with it at some point, but there's just sometimes where you just go, I just can't. I cannot. That's what it was like with Chance yesterday. It was about 11 o'clock, not quite 11 o'clock. It was about 10 o'clock last night when I thought, okay, I got to buck up and go. I got to buck up and go deal. Oh, man, he was terrible. He was terrible. Anyway, I will not bore you with details. You can be grateful for that. Yeah, they do live with an old human. They certainly do. Hey, Carol. Canadian Artisan is Carol. Good to see you. I know. The old human in me does not move as fast as he thinks I should. I don't provide him exactly what he needs at the moment he thinks he needs it fast enough because, yeah. So he has his fair share of complaints about the old human that he lives with too, for sure. So I'm covering this little journal because I need a second edition of this little thing I'm working on. So we're going to quickly cover this. This journal I'm not going to do a whole lot of fanciness with on stream. I'm just going to get it covered and underweight. So yeah. I like to cover these. I love the moleskin notebooks because I love the paper. I love how it writes. I love how it glues, And I just like moleskin notebooks. I used to use composition notebooks, and I liked those back in the day. I really liked those. But I will tell you, if you ever try a moleskin notebook and you like to write in a journal, you too could become a journaling snob, paper snob. I know. Who knew that could happen? And I never thought it would make any difference whatsoever. You know, paper's paper. Yeah, well, for me, it makes a difference. I know. Anyway, this paper that I have here is a paper that I think this was a prompt thing that I did where I just pulled prompts out of a box or something to make this paper. Quite frankly, I've had it for so long that I've forgotten, but I think that's what it was. Anyway, this is the end of I think this is the last of this. It was a big sheet of Canson mixed media paper that I did a long time ago, and this is the end of what I have, so you won't be subjected to watching this paper be used on other things again. So, anyway, how is the new year treating you guys so far? Are you having a good beginning to the new year? I hope. I was a sous chef over Christmas. You guys know what that is, I'm sure. I was a sous chef for Izzy, my daughter-in-law. She is Filipino, and she and one of her friends were, and my son too, were cooking all kinds of food for a bunch of other friends, as sometimes they refer to each other as strays. They have the strays over sometimes for holidays, you know, basically people who aren't going home to be with families and stuff. Somebody will have a gathering. Well, this time it was Race and Izzy that were the stray hosts. I don't think they were strays, but anyway, a bunch of people came over. So I was the sous chef, which means I was the chopper. Hi, Sophia. Oh, Krissa, you are nice. Krissa has been a part of my stream audience for a very long time. Sometimes I don't get to see her very often, but when she comes and hangs out with us, it is always such a pleasure to see her. She likes the emojis, and back in the day, sometimes she would get put on timeout because she used too many emojis. Whoever the bots were that controlled whether you were okay or not would sometimes put her in a timeout, which was pretty funny, I have to say. Anyway, okay, so this is what we have. This little journal. This is one of the small field notes size moleskin journals. The paper is slightly oversized. I used a combination of glue stick and tacky glue on both of these, and so they are going to sit. The two of them are going to sit under here. The reason for the wax paper is just so that the book block hopefully doesn't get stuck to anything else. So they're going to just sit over here for a minute out of the view of the camera, hopefully. But you're so lucky you get to see my deplorable, horrible mat. Deplorable, horrible. Yep. All right. And so I have stamped. I'm going to cut these out. And I'm also going to stamp out a word. And tell me, you guys, any of you do a word for the year? My word for the year last year was thrive, which I'm happy to say I did. I did thrive. And that was my word for last year. And I put it, this was the first time I ever did this, but last year I put it on the outside of every one of my journals. I think I ended up with 8 volumes of journals for last year of this size. The bigger size, the one like I covered to begin with, and it is the Traveler's Notebook size. I don't put them in a cover like, you know, some people put them in a cover and change out the notebooks and stuff. I don't do that. I do it like this. So this is 2023. I don't think this is all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the 8th one is still in my bag, my journaling bag. So I just simply cover them in different ways and add my word for the year. This is what I did last year. Added the word on the cover of the journal of each one. And I also write the number, so it's 2023, and this is the 3rd volume. Hey, Kathy Arbor. Good to see you. And this was a picture. This was actually a photograph that I took. It was on Instagram, and so I actually took that off. It says Thrive, and put it on there. And this one. So this was volume 1. This one is 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is 5. This was one of those, I mean, you learn on all the things you do, but these are stickers. Those are those stickers that you get, you know, peel them off. It's like scrapbooking stickers, and you just peel them off. They're transparent. Well, do you see what they do? They don't stick worth the bean. Even though I have put all kinds of glue under these and all that, there's too much flexion in the cover of these, and so they're not sticking down totally. They're partially sticking though. So there you go. That's real special when they partly stick, but not totally. And so I've patched it with tape, and you know, anyway, I'm done carrying it around with me, so it doesn't really matter. So there's 5. This is 6. This one I did. Some of you were here when I did this cover on this one. So there's my word. My great granddaughter, who at the time when she helped me, this was over my birthday, and this was my birthday envelope. And so little Emily, who was not 2 at that point, this was all of her artwork. So this was all of her artwork, all of her little scribbles. And so I cut them out, cut out all the scribbles, and I stuck them on here. And then when I feel like I want to, I color in some of it. Anyway, so this cover is courtesy of Graham, which is what the kids call me, and Emily. So that's number 6, and this is number 7. And then number 8 still in my bag. But this is how I do it. And then I just put a big old rubber band around them and call it good. So that's my year of journals. That's how I keep my head from exploding. It's true. Yes. Uh-oh, Race is here. Race, I was telling on myself for missing your anniversary. What a horrible mother I am. There you go. Yep. That's all you've missed. That is all you've missed. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to, if I can find my remote so you can actually see. Ooh, you would think somebody could go buy a new mat for their desk, but it adds character, doesn't it? It just adds character. So what I've done is I took the, let's see, Tim Holtz foam stamps that came out, I don't know, a year or two ago. I don't remember now. And I stamped the numbers on some scrap cardstock. So this was something that was like leftover products. One of the things that I should tell you too that Race introduced me to while I was at his house is 3D printing. I know Joan and Paul do some 3D printing. I was not familiar with that. I mean, I knew the concept, but I didn't really know how it worked. So we spent quite a bit of time in his area where he has it set up, and that was really cool to get to see that. Okay, so there's my 4. Nope, you didn't miss much. Is that right, Jessica? No, you didn't miss much. We're just chatting a minute. I was telling them that I was the sous chef for Izzy, for you and Izzy, particularly Izzy, when I was at your house for Christmas. And so I got to chop I chopped lots of onions and garlic and let's see, what else did I chop? Potatoes and tomatoes. Seems like I chopped up some celery too. I don't know. I chopped whatever Izzy handed to me, I chopped. And then as she was making the various Filipino dishes, she says, "Boy, you can cook pretty fast when somebody chops for you." It's like, yeah, darn tootin'. That's why they have people called sous chefs, right? Do all the grunt work. I didn't mind one bit. I was glad that I got to do that. It was very special to get to spend time with them. Super special. All right, so I just stamped on this using the foam stamps, Tim Holtz foam stamps. I stamped on here with acrylic paint. I inked in parentheses. I inked the stamps with a sponge and purple acrylic paint. That's for Ruth, because I knew that Ruth would like it if I did purple. I don't know if any of the rest of you are purple people, but our Ruth in the chat is a particularly wonderful fan of purple. I think APG Jamie is too. I don't think she's here. Oh, Jan, I'll tell you what, that girl, that Jan, she is so kind. She keeps my illicit fluid fund all topped off. Thank you, Jan. We had lots of food. We did have lots of food. It was good. It was good food, man. It was good food. Okay, I want to ink around the edges of these numbers, and then I looked all through my stamps. I have a bunch of stamps. I don't have nearly as much stamps as many stamps as some people do, and I was really sure that I had my word for the year in all that stuff, and I don't think I do. My word for this year is delight. My word for last year was thrive. This year it's delight. Bye, Carol. Good to see you. Happy New Year, friend. And so, don't appear to have the word delight stamped out already, or in a stamp form. So I think what I'm going to do, because I don't have the patience to do illuminated letters, I just don't have the patience for that. So I think what I'm going to do is I dragged out some just alphabet stamps. I think we're just going to just use an alphabet, make up our own word and cut it out, and it will be wonky because, that's just kind of how it is. If I try to do things, in a very meticulous way, it doesn't ever work out very well. So, yeah. So my word is delight. I've had years where my word was survive. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Yeah, sometimes I've just had the word survive, And you know what? I managed to do that too. This year, my word is delight. Oh, if the race man, he's a dad dog. He's a dad's dog. Bella is his dog child, which is the only reason that I can think of that he makes these terrible dad jokes. He does. He makes terrible dad jokes. Groaners. Just groaners, I tell you. Groaners. But we love him because he's on the safe side. He stays on the safe side. His dad always liked to be on the safe side. And Race is following in his footsteps, staying on the safe side, and getting ahead of the game. Right, Race? Right? The groaning. The groaning is happening right now. The groaning is happening. Ugh. Okay. I did show your wedding pictures. I did. And I confessed, Race, I confessed to the entire world what a schmuck of a mother I am, who can't even keep up with you having an anniversary. I confessed. I did. Terrible mother that I am. Okay, I'm going to pull out my stamps. This is how I have my stamp, this particular little grouping of stamps. D. Let's see if I can spell. I don't know if I can spell any better than I add, which is not great. E. L. I. D-E-L-I, G-H, and T. Okay, now the only thing we have to do now is get them in the right order, because I'm planning to try to stamp them all in one go. Okay, so let's see. D-E-L-I, G, and these are the thing I like about these stamps is that they're kind of they're not perfect, kind of like me. D-E-L-I-G-H-T. Yes, Dar has been asking for pictures, wedding pictures for a long time, Race. She has. And so I finally had 2 pictures to share. Post-it notes. Yes, post-it notes, complete with post-it notes. We don't know where the wrong side is, but we know that your dad was not on it. Correct? Am I right? And he was never behind the game because he was always ahead of the game. We have laughed over that many times. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if we can stamp this word. We're going to stamp it in black ink. Pardon me, because I may need to go over it with a marker, with a pen. Yeah, we weren't really there. We were just Post-it notes. The mystery person will be revealed at some point. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to stamp this and we'll see. We'll see. Okay, it's not going to be too bad. All right, we're going to go this way. Yeah, I'm just not going to worry about how wonky it turns out, because these are not beautifully mounted stamps anyway. And the less I worry about it, the better they'll come out. Maybe. Okay, did I spell it right? Delight. Did I spell it correctly? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this out. And probably I will have to do a little bit of black ink on it, which could happen now, could happen later. How many of you select a word for the year? Anybody? I probably asked you this, and I one year I just saw Dar put yes in the chat. One year my word was yes. You know, it was like, I'm going to say yes to opportunities and to relationships, and whatever comes my way, I'm going to say yes to it. I think that was the year Clausman fell and cracked his head. It's one of those things where you go, okay, I don't know if it was that year, what year it was, but yeah. Sometimes when you make a decision like that, you know, like a random word like yes, you have one thing in mind, and that's not always what you get. You know what I mean? So sometimes you are challenged by your word of the year. Sometimes you are blessed by your word of the year, if you understand what I mean. It's spelled Mac Resolve. Mac Resolve is spelled. Yes. How did you, Reslov. Yes. One year, Race had his computer business is called Mac Resolve because he specialized in Mac support. And so one year he was doing, was it postcards or business cards? Business cards, I think, wasn't it? Oh, that's a big one, Anne. That's a big one. Hey, Sarah. 3 dogs and 2 cats is Sarah from Scotland. Good to see you. Anyway, he got his, I think it was business cards, he got them back, and it was, instead of Mac Resolve, it was misspelled Mac Reslov. Yeah, Mac Reslov instead of Resolve. Business cards, that's what I thought. Yeah. So he had a whole bunch of business cards with the wrong name on it. Sure enough. Okay, so let's go to this journal and let's see what we can do with this journal, because we need this new journal, don't we? So I don't get any further behind than I already am. Okay. First things first, we'll see if it's stuck. Seems like it did. Stuck to the wax paper. That's good. And as I said, this is tissue paper that I've altered. And often I have to go back and go around the edges, you know, and do a little help. Give the edges a little bit of a help, you know, but sometimes when I let the glue fully set up, sometimes they just magically stick down. It's kind of fun. Anyway, so here we go. So we're just going to trim around this quickly. So words for the year, what do we have? Anne had yes. No, Anne had forgive. Anybody else have a word for the year? We went to that burger place when I was out there, what, a couple years ago? Last year. I don't know. When I was out there, we went to that burger place. I have pictures. Because you know how it goes. If there's no pictures, it didn't happen. That's what Dee Dee always said. You had to have pictures to prove you were wherever you said you were, because if you didn't have pictures, it didn't really happen. I don't personally think that's true, but I do take a lot of pictures. And I love my little sprocket printer. That is what I use to... I'm far better about putting pictures in these journals than I ever was about putting pictures in a photo album. I have a giant trunk full of picture prints that are just in stacks or in boxes or still in the photo envelopes. Yep. Pathetic as that is. That was not my forte, putting pictures in albums. But I found that when I started using this little sprocket printer I started using it in 21. Before that, I was printing them. I would print pictures on just like printer paper. I would set them up. I would take the pictures, put them in the computer, drag them into a Word document, size them down, and then I would print them all out at one time. So I would have several sheets of photos. And although that worked, it was a good workaround. Once I started using that little sprocket printer, I can print them out as I'm journaling. And for me, that works so much better. Everybody has to find the way that works best for you. You know, you have to emerge. Jessica, that's a great word. Sarah's answers. Ooh, that's a good one. Nanette's is accountable. Accountable is your word. Or you want everybody else to be accountable, Nanette? But anyway, the sprocket printer for me that helps so much because I can just print stuff out and stick it in the book. They're stickers that I don't care how expensive they are. I really don't. They could cost me $2 a sheet and I would still use them. I would still figure out a way to use them because I can print them out. I can put 4 pictures or 2 pictures or whatever, however I decide to set them up on those 2x3 prints. I can set them up, print them out, cut them apart. If they're small, they're stickers. I peel them off, stick them in, and that way Bob's your uncle, or as Race likes to say, Robert is your mother's brother. Okay, for those of you who do not like to hear this sound of sandpaper, mute now. Mute now. Because what I am doing, just so you know, is I am angling this sanding sponge at about a 45-degree angle, like this. And just kind of blending that edge down, smoothing that edge down a little bit. So I have to tell you that when I was in LA for the first time in my life, I had Filipino spaghetti. I didn't know there was a difference between Filipino, and I don't even know what it's called. Race, do you know what it's called? Does it have a special name? Or is it just Filipino spaghetti? I had never had that before. And when you first hear the combination of ingredients, if you're like me, you go, that is a very strange combo platter of ingredients. It was actually very, very, very good. However, they have some kind of special Filipino hot dogs. Okay, I did not know there was a difference between hot dogs and Filipino hot dogs, but apparently there is a difference between the two. These Filipino hot dogs are very red. They're very red. And Race can correct me if I'm wrong. Bob's your brother, Catherine? That's good. Race may have taken off. I don't know. Anyway, it has hot dogs, sliced hot dogs, and there was some kind of meat. I don't know if it was pork or beef. I don't remember. Sausage, maybe. And I don't remember the other ingredients. It seemed like most of the other ingredients were kind of standard ingredients, but it's sweet. This is a strange combination, and it was spaghetti, like regular spaghetti. It's like, wow, this is going to be a combo platter. It was very good. I've never heard of sweet spaghetti with hot dogs in it before. Is that funny? They are, Terry. They do take a lot of pictures. You're right. Lots and lots of pictures. They take pictures. They pose for pictures. Selfies are a big thing. Izzy has embellished our life. Let me tell you, she has definitely embellished our life. Yes. Okay, so here is said notebook. Okay. I do need to get all the sanding grit off my mat a little bit. Oh, the stockings that I made, the Christmas stockings that I made, you guys, they went over very well, and they were a lot of fun. They looked pretty cool hanging up on the fireplace, and everybody liked their stockings, so that was fun. That was really fun. So all the hours I spent making stockings, 2 thumbs up. Just reading the chat. I sold you the sprocket, Terry. Do you like it? Did your granddaughter like it? To me, there may be other little printers out there, but I love this little sprocket. I have used it so much. Oh, Wezzy Dar, I didn't realize that. Pardon me. Hey, Mary. Good to see you. Yeah, I love that little printer. I use it so much. I've used it for greeting cards. I use it all the time with my journaling. I just don't know what I'd do without it. She does use it. Oh, that's good. Ruth has a sprocket. Look at all you guys. Look at all you guys confessing about your love for the sprocket. I know. Okay, so back to this little journal. So there is this little piece of trim just turned out that way. That was on the edge of this paper. And so I just let that little stripe be there. Yep. Okay. So what I did was I sanded down the edge. It just helps to blend the paper, whether it's napkin, whether it's scrapbook paper, no matter what it is, cardstock, doesn't matter. It just helps to blend the edge of the paper to the edge of the notebook. And then I like to ink the edges, and when you sand it, it roughs up the edge a little bit, and so it will take the ink a little bit more, which I also happen to like because I like an inked edge around most things. It just helps to give it a frame, and I particularly like that. And for whatever reason, I'm stuck on cobalt blue. I have been for several years. I tend to use cobalt blue from Ranger, the archival line. It also, inking edges can cover up a myriad of screw-ups if you don't cut accurately, or you get a little aggressive with the sanding, or you rip the paper or something. The inking can really cover that up, which I personally am always a fan of having a backup plan. Because things don't always turn out the way you think they're going to turn out. So having a backup plan for most things in life is good, you know. If this doesn't work out, kind of the if-then philosophy. If it doesn't work out, oh well, too bad, so sad. Okay, and so there's that. And yet again, we got to clean up You got to clean up the desk. Otherwise, if you have little bits of sponge and ink hanging out on your desk, they become attached to your body, or they become attached to your work. And yeah, that's not so good. You know what I mean? Okay. All right, so it's 2024. So let's play around with how we want to do this. 2024, we have the word delight, and then I have some mandalas in here. These are my mandalas that I have reduced down, and these just happen to be the one. These are on sticker paper, so these just happen to be the ones that are left in my little container here. I'm liking this one. I know this is the one Ruth is going to want me to use. I know it is. It's a little one. It's a better size. Okay, so we may do this. See, this is where I can get myself in so much trouble, because I can fiddly fart around with this. Excuse me. I don't know why my throat has decided to be annoying. But it has. Oh, we may do that. Oh, we may do that. Well, we're going to start there. We're going to start right there. So what are you guys doing? Have you got all your holiday stuff all put together and put away? You've been printing off pictures of book covers for the ladies in the book club. Oh, that's a great idea, Terry. That is a great idea. And Joan? Yeah. That's Sprocket. If you do journaling, like if you do writing kinds of journaling, we're going to start up here. Yep, we're going to start up here. If you do writing kinds of journaling, that little sprocket is the bee's knees. It really is. Somewhere here, this comes apart. And I have discovered that this adhesive on the back of this particular sticker paper is not enough to hold this on. So we're going to add a little extreme glue stick to it. And sometimes, if that's not enough, I carry a little tiny bottle of tacky glue with me. And I also have a little tiny bottle of the glue that Tim Holtz collage medium that comes in a little bottle. I also have that. So, you know, if worse comes to worse, all right, we're not going to put this on here straight because straight doesn't work for me. If worse comes to worse and this thing doesn't stick down, you know what? Tacky glue or collage medium to the rescue. Dorothy says tomorrow is 12th night, and the Christmas decorations will be gone. Our holiday decorations will be gone by then. Trying to put together a 2,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. Oh my goodness. Never take down the tree before January 7th. Jessica says Christmas isn't over until the 6th. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I didn't put up a tree this year. Okay, so we have delight. Now, I know that a lot of you are going to go, but those colors don't go together. And you know what? I could care less. I could care less. Because I will do, all I'm after is to get a journal that I like, you know, that I feel comfortable writing in mostly. And so I don't care. Yep, I don't care. There you go. Now you know the truth. Now you know the rest of the story. I don't care whether it's a work of art. Some people do the most, like Janet M. Young does the most incredible journal covers and boxes for her journals and boxes for her zines and her Zentangle stuff and all that. If you do not subscribe to Janet M. Young's channel, if you want to see she's the one that does the scavenger hunt every year, which you can still get in on, by the way. You can get in on it right now. And a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are having a great time with it. But she does incredible stuff, and she's meticulous to a fault. And I'm like, I want to be like Janet when I grow up, but I probably won't, so I might as well give up on that. Because I just don't do that kind of I just don't, I'm not that picky. I'm not that picky, you guys. I know, shocker. I'm picky about some things, like names being upside down on stockings, which I did because I wasn't paying attention, which cost me a lot more time. All right, we're just going to put this on here sideways. So, yeah, the last 2 stockings I did ended up taking me as long as the first 4 that I did. Because I was so... you know what? Because I didn't read my own directions. I thought, oh, I got this. I've done it successfully. 4 times. So I don't need to read the directions. No, I don't. You know what? I needed to read the directions 2 more times. Yes, I needed to read the directions just 2 more times. And you know what's funny about it? It was my directions that I wrote myself for a class. So that's what happens when you start getting self-assured. You get too sure of yourself and you go, should have read the directions. Yeah, should have read the directions. Do you guys ever do things like that? I hope you do. I hope I'm not the only one that does some dingbat thing like that. Really. I could have just... Of course, I didn't recognize it until I had the names all appliqued on. I mean, it was a significant amount of work that I had done when I discovered that the names were on. They were going to be, no matter what I did, they were going to come out upside down on the outside of the stocking because I didn't put them on right. I didn't do it correctly. And there was no salvaging it. That's even better. Because, you know that thing I just said to you about plan and backup plan? When you don't have that in place, what you end up having to do is punt. Yeah, oops, is right. It was bad news. I salvaged it, but I sure was upset with myself. I was. Okay, and so we now have, this is going to be the journal that I'm going to start out with this year. It's going to be what it's going to be. Some of you are going to think it's the ugliest thing you ever saw. Some of you are going to think it's not too bad. And you know what? It's going to work. And I will probably add some pen work to it to bring out the different parts a little bit more and also to make it a little more cohesive. But you know, for right now, it's good enough. It is a-okay good enough. Studies show that most Americans don't read directions for... Yeah, but Ruth, I wrote the directions. It's not that I just didn't read them. I wrote them. I wrote them and still screwed it up. Anyway. Sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself, don't you? Yep. See if I know the alphabet, if I can put my letters back where they belong. JKL. Oh, XY goes down here. This is not the best way, This is not the best way to do these little stamps, but, you know, it's the way I did it. H-I-J. Okay, G. H-I-J, E, and D. Ta-da! Okay, good enough. All right, my little stamps are done. All right, let's trim up this little journal, and then we'll take a look at a couple other things that I got. Exactly, Dar. Exactly. Dar, has a good solution. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this. All I need to do on this is to cut off the excess stuff, ink the edge, and then I'll put it back under weight. This is a heavier weight. This is a 90-pound paper. Actually, I've got to sand it too a little bit. This is a 90-pound paper, and so it's 80 or 90. I've forgotten which. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So it takes a little bit longer for the glue and the paper to become one, to happily associate together. And as long as the journal cover feels cool to the touch, it is not dry. And this has got some damp glue, so we're just going to see if any of it wants to come off, which it seems like it's wanting to. We had, at the Filipino Christmas celebration, we had a delicious cake for dessert. One of Race and Izzy's friends made this cake. Takes forever, and it's a pretty expensive cake to make, but it starts with brioche and a bundt pan, and she took the bundt pan and lined it with plastic wrap. I don't know what this cake is called. Probably has a good fancy name. Anyway, you line the brioche pan with plastic wrap, or the bundt pan, and then somehow the brioche is cut into smaller pieces, and it's lined. You line, put all the pieces in on top of the plastic wrap, and then you add, I think there's like 3 layers of this somehow, and there's berries, there's blueberries. Okay. There's blueberries and strawberries, and I think blackberries, maybe another kind of berry. I don't know. There's a lot of berries. There's a lot of berries that, had to be washed and prepped and all that. And I don't know. It wasn't real sweet. And then there was, I don't know what else. I don't know if there was a sauce that went in that also, but it was layered. So it was brioche, and then there was berries, and there was another layer of brioche and more berries, and then I think it ended with brioche maybe. And then she had a sauce that accompanied it later that was, I kind of think it was cream. You can't go wrong with that, It was like heavy whipping cream whipped up, of course. And then it had some of the berries, like whipped up in it or something. Holy cow. I do believe it was one of the single best desserts I have ever tried. Well, as soon as you get brioche and cream, it was sold to us as a healthy dessert because it had all the fruit in it. It was so good. Man, that was a good dessert. That was really, really good. She said that she would never make this for anybody but for Race and Izzy. I do believe that's true. Man, it was good. It was yummy. Okay, so here's the other little journal. See how you can have really ugly paper, and then, by the time you cut it down, I mean, this is purely accidental that this ended up like this. 1, 2, 3, and a little bit more. Purely accidental that turned out that way, because it's just how much paper I had left. But when you take anything, even if you think it's just horrendously ugly, and you cut it down into a smaller piece, it almost always works. I won't tell you that it always works, but it almost always works. Okay, so we're done with this, and I'm going to just let this sit and finish drying out. So this is done. And so I'll show you a couple of other things I got. This I got at the Five Below. I had never been to a Five Below store. Okay, I went to this Five Below store. Never been there before. And I don't know what these are like because I have not opened them, but they do look awfully cool. I do like a good highlighter kind of pen. That's right, Dar. Dar always says, "Can I have it? Can I have it?" Okay, so we're going to open these, and we're going to see if these are any good. Five Below. If you have a Five Below store, that's where I got these. And I do like highlighters, and I do like mark making in journals. So let's see how they turn out, shall we? Let's just get a piece of just white paper, and let's see if these. We'll see if these actually work. I don't know. I don't even know how much they cost. I don't remember. It's a bona fide little roller thing. Little roller doohickey. Okay, there's its little roller. All right, let's see if it works, shall we? Oh! I don't care who you are, that's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. Well, I didn't do that very well, but you know, whatever. Let's see what's on this end. And this end is a chisel, so it's an actual highlighter end. Wow, 2 for 1. Okay, that one worked. All right, let's see what this one is. Well, you can almost see this. It wants to go. Well, you can kind of make it's dots and dashes. Yeah, not bad. It kind of wants to have a mind of its own. Okay, there's that one. And they probably won't last very long, but you know, who cares? Who cares? I'd never seen anything like these either. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, I especially like that one. Little wavy zigzag. That's nice. I like that. These are kind of fun. Okay, here's this color. They're kind of unusual colors. It's a melon color. I've never seen a highlighter that was melon color. This one will drive us all nuts. Yellow. All right, what is that? Dots. It's just dots. I couldn't even see it. I can see it better on camera than I can in real life. That's funny. Five Below, that's where I got them. So it's $5 or less. I even got two sets of them. Not one for me and one for somebody else. I actually got one for Izzy because she's into highlighting things. Okay, so that's like this one over here. Pretty much. That's a cool little design. So this one is like this one, this pink one. Whoops. I like this color. Kind of a robin's egg. It's kind of a robin's egg. Or a mint. It's kind of between a robin's egg and a mint. And it does show you on the barrel of the pen what it is. So this is another one of those zigzags. I like the zigzag. I do like that zigzag. That's a good one. This is probably more of a robin's egg color. Or, I don't know, whatever color you want to call it. You find them hard to drive? Yeah, they're a little challenging. This one is the dot and the dash. They kind of want to go their own way. Yeah, they do kind of want to go their own direction. You got to be the boss. You got to be the boss of your own, whatever these call it, roll and stamp pens. So that's that purple. Yep, you got to be the boss of it because they want to go their own direction. And then this one is just dots. All right, this one's a dotty one in black. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, they kind of have their own mind of their own, but you know, that's all right. That's okay. Kind of a dark gray rather than a black. Okay, well, I would say that those are a success. So you can get them on Amazon or Five Below. How much did they cost on Amazon? Yes, you have my permission. Absolutely. Absolutely. Instead of a ruler, Terry uses a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch piece of wood to guide the solid part of the pen. Oh, that's a good idea. These are pretty cute. These are kind of cute. I'm saying I'm not hating these. I'm kind of liking them. Okay? All right. Every one of you here has my permission to go get those. You need them. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Okay, and the other thing I got also at Five Below, prepare yourselves, okay? Because there are going to be some of you that are going to be dying for this too. Not every one of you, but some of you are going to think you have to go get this, okay? Yeah, I know. I know. And most of us here, I think, are old enough to own this because it's for 8 and above. Ta-da! The markers are called Roll and Stamp pens. 8 dual tip roll and stamp. That's the back side of the packaging. Okay, that's it. $12.49 on Amazon. Okay. If you don't have a Five Below, then that's where you can get them. If you have a Five Below that's anywhere close to you, you can probably get them for less. Okay, how about this? I know. You're welcome, Evelyn. I know. Who doesn't like a good spirograph? I mean, seriously, who does not? If you don't like a spirograph, then you can leave now. It's okay. I have not even opened it. And it usually, I have to say, it takes me a fat minute to learn how to do a spirograph. I'm telling you, it's true. That's just a true story. All right. I'm preparing to make a fool out of myself in front of you guys. All right. First of all, you got to figure out how to get it off the package. So I probably will scratch up the tin, but you know, it's my tin. I can scratch it if I want to. Okay. Neon spirograph. All right, you ready? All right, prepare yourselves. We're going to open it up. Oh, that's nice. Artie Dar's son gave her some stuff like this. Ooh! Okay, neon design guide. Okay, so it comes with a design guide. Okay. So it shows you how to get started. Let's see, is there another page? Okay, here we go. So, getting started. What the markings mean. So it's got directions. Using different starting points. So you can do different kinds of designs depending on where you start and which hole you put your pen in. And then we have all different kinds of designs, basic patterns, and designs, and more designs. I find actually what's the best for doing with a spirograph personally is just play with it. I don't try to do at all what they tell you to do. But it's good to have choices and things. Yeah, I have several spirograph sets. I know. So that's the design guide. And this is a guide. Oh, this is same thing, but in Spanish, I guess. Or some other language. Is that Spanish? I don't think so. Is it? I don't know. Maybe it's French. Is it French? I don't do French. Anyway, somebody here will know. So you have two of those, and then you have a design pad of paper. That's pretty cute. Actually, I think these would be nice to just use in a journal. I've got glue on my hands. So a little pad of paper. That's good. And then here is the spirograph. So you have the little mini wheel, and then the different little wheels to do the different little things, and neon pins. Let's see what the pins look like. It is a felt tip pen. Yeah, felt tip pen. All right. Just for grins and giggles, we'll see whether I can do this, because like I said, usually this takes me some time to figure out how to make them work. Okay, we're just going to stick one up here at this place. So I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to stick the pen in, and let's see. It's not as intuitive as you would think it would be. Not bad for the first go. Not bad for the first one. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to one-handed, because I don't want to move the wheel. I'm going to cap the pin. So I don't dry them out immediately. And then let's go to this green one. Okay, let's put this one on here. Let's see. We'll start in the same place. Lock it in, and let's see what we can do. I've seen some people do these. It just goes zip, 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 zip. I find it requires concentration. Clearly, I can't talk and do it at the same time either. All right, I think that's the end of it. Actually, it's not too bad. I mean, the colors look way worse on the screen because they're blending on the screen, where in person they're not doing that. But actually, you know, for a very inexpensive little spirograph set, it's not bad, people. It's not bad. So I think I can safely suggest spending whatever I spent on this, $5. I don't know what I spent on it. Actually, the way my family does it with stockings is, if you're out shopping for stocking stuffers and you see something that you really want for yourself, you know what you do is you just buy it and you give it, you either stick it in the stocking yourself or you give it to the person that you know will be able to talk to Santa to stuff the stocking, and you say, would you tell Santa to put this in my stocking? That's the way we do it. The tin can is cool. Yep. Oh, bye, Joan. Good to see you. So anyway, it's fun. This is a fun. I mean, and who couldn't love a little set that says spirograph on? It's a tin. The other ones that I have are boxes. You know, they're like cardboard boxes. So this is good. It's been a while since I've done stuff with spirograph. I did. Let me see if I can show you the. It could be in this journal, although I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. We will see if it's in this journal. I have enough, oh, here it is. I have enough journals on the go that sometimes I lose track of which journal things are in. Sometimes I know, sometimes I don't. So this particular page had just a bunch of scraped paint in the background. This was just used up paint back here, and you know, that's all it was used up products on the back of the background. All of these were spirograph flowers, all of these. And then I made some leaves and I added some stems, but every one of these was a spirograph flower. Some of them layered up, and then some metallic pen to create a center, and just leaves that I made. And I just put all of them, because I had done a whole bunch of these spirograph patterns, so I made them all into flowers. I know, right? Speaks to the 12-year-old in you. Me too. And I think I did some other pages with the spirograph stuff, but I don't remember exactly where they are. But anyway, yeah, so one of the things you can do is, once you make a whole bunch of spirograph patterns, then use them up. And I think I may have done some cards also, you know, greeting cards, which are great. I love having my own greeting cards, you know, and sometimes I'll go in I go in spells where I things kind of glue themselves together in your journals if you're not careful. And I have stuff to make them not stick to each other, but there are times when I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm done with that page yet. You know, and when you're not sure you're done with the page. I just saw that page. Here it is. If you're not sure that you're done with the page, you really don't want to put any stuff on it, because if you put stuff on it, then for sure you can't go back and work on it if it has any kind of waxy surface to it. Anyway, there you go. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to take off, and I I appreciate each and every one of you being here. VIP members, if you are here, your VIP email went out earlier, so check your email for information. VIP class is tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. And I will see you guys. I'm planning to be back here on Monday evening at 7 Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's when I'll be back. So you guys have a great weekend. I will see you really soon. If you have not subscribed to the channel, that would be great if you'd like to. And other than that, give it a thumbs up if you would. And I will see you on Monday. Until then, remember to get creative today because you know it's easy. And I will see you before you know it. Bye for now.